carry this game.
Yeah, I think they just looked and they were like, okay, we actually might be able to run into issues where they don't have ways to kill this TB. They might run out of steam unless this Batrider has a good game. So I like it because they covered it, right? We mentioned right at the end, the Darkseer ban, the Zeus ban, they had an idea of how they wanted to change things up a little bit before they even went for this last pick, like 2 picks ahead of time. So I like that. When I see that, that shows like really good confidence in it. And S4
actually should be a first blood unless... No, there's nothing to be done here. That's going to be S4 going down. So first blood for Cube. He'll pick that up as the hook wing.
And a bit interesting to see that Alliance doesn't do what we've seen most teams do, especially in China. Every game when I did China casting, 5 heroes, or it's 10 heroes in the top lane, or 10 heroes to the safe lane, to the treant lane to cut trees. Ivy, they went to protect this treant lane, and they just find a Tidehunter instead of 5 heroes. So really good on them to be able to at least have the preparation for this. So yeah, looking good. And so something else to touch on is, if you remember the other day, I think we were casting it the other day, but there was a game where Mobe was playing this Tusk, and we were like, he needs to pop off on this Tusk.
Oh, and he did, didn't he?
And he absolutely blew the game wide open. He was like 13-1-6.
Oh, hang on. Oh, Hans Kent. All right, it will be fine. I was wondering if he's going to be forced to pop the leap there to get up to the high ground, but he can save a skill point. Yeah, obviously with the Terrorblade coming in as the last pick, we will see a bit of a chase here. See who feels they can stand their ground the most. So I think it will be Ivy here with the power of the Leech Seed of Jay and Vincenzo. Indeed, our Alliance have to back off. But obviously, bring the Terrorblade in, putting Onmi on the Lesh on the bottom lane. How do you sort of like Lesh off lane? Does it kind of feel awkward to you, or this is a game where it's going to be fine? You know, what are the vulnerabilities of having the Lesh in this position?
I'm okay with it just because they have the double range versus Ursa, so it's a lot of pressure that you can apply. That's why I was kind of suggesting like the Snapfire, because it can be a little volatile and stuff like that, but you just want to be able to slow down this Ursa's farm, because if Ursa doesn't have it, pretty much like if Alliance doesn't set the momentum in this game, at some point Ivy, they'll be able to just carry and win the game, right? Okay. Like TB is going to be the end-all be-all, so I think they're going for more of a pressure style, get the momentum going to slow down Ursa. So I'm all right with it. The one thing is, you definitely can just die, right? You can be a bit fragile if you are playing from that off-lane position if you get caught a bit too far up.
And talk to me about this mid. As we say, you know, Mobile and his Tusk before he's popped off. You know, at the end of the day, he's at bottom lane. Hans Kent could be in trouble. He's got the level 1 Starstorm, so no real chance to jump away. But it looks like they won't waste any time chasing him out. They have to just harass him, push him back. But the mid lane matchup, you know, you're a Tusk, you're against a Batrider. Surely this is still going to be pretty miserable for the Tusk. I mean, how's the Tusk going to come out of this matchup decently? How do you do it?
It's going to be hard for sure. I mean, I was mentioning pre-panel like how good Chuan has been for this team. He is an absolute monster, and he's hungry. Like the games that they need him to pop off, he's popped off every time. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a bit difficult. Like the last hitting and stuff like that, you can do okay as this Tusk, of course, but there can be constant kill threat because you're this melee hero versus Batrider. So let's see how Mobe does end up doing. Because for sure, you know, it wasn't really about the lane how good he did last time on his Tusk. It was his rotations. So I think that's the big thing I'm going to look at for Mobe.
All right, and indeed, so checking out this top lane, a lane in which, you know, obviously the fact that the Terrorblade comes in as the last pick, this was something that Alliance may not have been fully prepared for. How do you imagine this duo is going to be able to do this? Tide, Ricky, can they slow down the Terrorblade that much in the lane?
No, don't think so at all. If anything, they just feed sticks. Like it's kind of a similar.
Bottom.
It's not exactly. Ooh, bottom. Nice grab.
Yeah, very nice there with the bushwhack, catching Hansken mid leap.
Beautiful. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to touch this TB, really. It's like, it's not exactly like a Batrider plus the Ricky, but it's very similar. It's Anchor Smash feeding these stick charges. It's Blink Strikes feeding stick charges. Leech Seed plus Living Armor. I think unless Ivy makes a huge mistake, this TB should just absolutely free farm.
Sure. And I think that, this is one of the reasons why I feel that the TB pick was that strong, because, Pyro 65, he knew that they just wouldn't have a lane combination out of the heroes that they drafted that they could put top and actually bother him in the early stages of this game. He's going to be fine.
I mean, look at him. He's got 18 armor. Throw that Living Armor onto him. He's got extra healing, too. Come the Leech Seed. Level 3 now on Jay and Vincenzo, so S4. It'll be okay, but getting very low.
And so far in the mid, I think impressive that Mobi is trading CS very, very evenly. 14 for 4 against the 15 for 1. So far, the effects of the bat, he's able to play around them. It's not causing any issues for Mobi.
Yep. Getting great last hits. He has the boots plus the stick that we see every time versus the matchups. Doing well.
Top lane, both S4 and Ponlo, continue to sort of play around this lane, not at full HP, so constantly having to back off here. JM even able to take out Ponlo's courier. Steps past him, and that's going to be a fair bit of regen cut out the lane there. A couple of mangoes and a set of tangos knocked out there by Jam.
He might just die.
No.
Leech Seed takes, it's gonna probably kill him. Oh my god. Okay, he did the math, we can say.
Calculated. he did. You know, he's like, what are you guys worried about? I'm not going to die. He picks up his Ring of Health. He's still going to sit very, very low. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, it doesn't really matter, right? What does it matter if he's full HP or low HP? It's not like he's going to be able to harass this Terrorblade. So, you know, he's standing at the edge of the lane anyway.
I guess he's just not really getting many last hits, but I guess it'll get better and better now that this ring is up. But Ponlo also sitting incredibly low.
I mean, James just doing so much work, really. He just punches at the two of them, and every now and then, Terrorblade comes in and summons up some illusions against them. But James just punching these two, and he's giving a good job here. Ponlo and S4 just constantly on the brink of death.
Some of these 5 heroes are just so absurd. This is like the undying and treant factor. As S4, this time he's dying. Nope.
No, he's not. He's not. Kraken takes it off just in time. You know, he knows what he's doing. He just likes to live on the edge, permanently on 100 HP in this lane, S4.
Oh, man, what a beast. That was actually pretty funny. But still, I mean, it's a free farm Terrorblade. Definitely some concerns.
It's a last pick free farm Terrorblade. You know, as I say, I would be very confident in the Terrorblade picker.
Hanskin pushing the limits.
See if Charlie can get Cube in return. Cube. Hanskin, he went in for the kill. Ends up going in to die.
Charlie is free farming, though. That is the one thing. I thought he was going to be under a little bit more pressure.
But it's a free farm Ursa versus a free farm Terrorblade. The maths doesn't, the equation doesn't work out well for the Ursa, does it?
No, that's where it's going to have to be. That's why I think Kezu and I were both saying, like, a lot of this pressure is going to be on the Batrider to kind of set tempo and slow down this TV. As Mobe, aggressive snowball. But look who's it out, back Cube. Oh, it doesn't matter, though. The Firefly pretty much takes it down the tree straight away, so he won't get caught by the stun. But at the same time, Truan won't be able to dive the tower from Mobe. He keeps himself alive there. Good job from Cube, making sure that they could stop any further action coming in under the tower. Mobe getting slowed down. Chuan is coming over.
Pollon doing a good job of making sure that he didn't have to panic, pick up the rune himself. So Chuan still able to bottle up the arcane. Good setup for some aggression.
Pollon also stacked. Chuan, he's trying to use the glyph to dive right now. Oh, there's a lasso already.
I mean, this should be a kill. Unless...
Rotation.
All right, Cube. Indeed, once again, Cube being the saving grace that Mobai has needed. In fact, bringing in Jam as well towards this mid. Just making sure that Chuan doesn't get the chance to get as aggressive as he wants to with the Arcane Rune. In fact, he's got to be a bit careful himself with the two supports around this lane. He's just not going to be able to dive in and get this kill. You know, Ivy doing a good job of just making sure that none of these lanes Alliance can set up for the early kills that they kind of want to get that advantage with the draft they're running against the Terrorblade.
Players really pushing the limits in this game. We see S4 sitting at like 1%. Chuano, I mean, if he stepped up literally an inch closer, he's going to get punched under tower there and probably just die himself too. As Ivy, 3-0, last pick Terrorblade. Their lane setups, all 3 cores are looking really good. The supports are having a good game with their constant rotations. Definitely a recipe for success. This is like their draft is not fully late game oriented, but it has that late game dominance eventually with the TV. So yeah, excellent start here for them.
I mean, because if Pyre 65 gets to continue to have this easy lane, goes into the jungle, gets sort of his first 2 major items as Terrorblade, and a point in the game where as long as Ivy haven't lost their tier 2s, at that stage in a game, how do you sort of see Alliance being able to kill a Terrorblade at that point?
It's not going to be that easy. They're going to have a really explosive time earlier than that. It's like this Alliance draft is going to have to thrive around that 15-minute timing, right? When they get shard on Ponlo, when they have this like Battle Fury Ursa farming on the other side of the map, the 3 need to be paired up. Like Batrider, Ricky, Marana, they have to be starting causing havoc in order to get some towers. Because if you look at Alliance's draft, how do they hit buildings? Their only real way of hitting buildings is like winning a team fight, probably, or something like that.
They don't.
Bottom.
See if they can do enough. He is going to have the ult, Charlie, if necessary. We'll see, Onme not going to dive under the tower. Meanwhile, up top, Mobai came in with the rotation, and they were able to take S4 out of the lane. We'll see. Hanskin as well, also having to play very cautious here. Onme more than happy to get very aggressive against these two. This is definitely not the start that Alliance need. This is a rough opening 8 minutes for Alliance.
Absolutely agreed. And looking at Mobe, we're seeing a different build. We're seeing a pretty interesting one.
Well, what we got?
If Gabe were casting, he'd be unbelievably happy because this is his favorite item. He's going Medallion.
All right, indeed. We never see that on any hero, really.
Nope.
At bottom lane, Charlie and Hansken, they'll find a chance to get aggressive onto Own Me. And they will be able to get themselves as a team the first kill on the board. They'll look to chase down Cube as well. Jump forward here with the Tumbler's Toy. They've got the lasso. Cube also... Ooh, Bushwhack. Is that going to keep him alive?
No, he's
not.
not.
Oh, no, he's going down. They'll still get him. Alliance finally able to find some sort of power to get some early action and have, you know, Charlie being a little bit involved as well. So helps push him towards that Battle Fury timing.
Did he get any of the kills there? He did. Okay, so definitely going to accelerate him a decent portion. He's going to have a second component. He also has a salve, so back up to full HP. Nice play. Great TP from Chuen. And that's how he's going to have to be, right? This bat has to be incredibly active. I mean, you always go boot to travel, but I think in this game he has to kind of opt away from being that like super heavy farmer on the bat and has to show up a bit more to fight. Because S4's game is very slowed down. He's not going to be able to like make too many rotations around as this Tide.
Yeah, and I mean, what are we going to sort of see built up on S4 this game? You know, is he going to try and rush for the blink, or are we just going to see the auras being built up? See in the jungle, Hansken will get found.
Not sure, to be honest. I mean, the auras are quite nice this game for sure, so could see it. But blink is also really good whenever you have Mirana.
Look at this early pressure here. Power 65's turned up to the mid lane and started to do a fair bit of damage with the Metamorphosis to this mid-tier 1 tower. In fact, they may just be able to take it. We'll see how Alliance react to this. They're kind of eyeing up from the side, but indeed the tower, it's going. It's going down. 10 minutes in, Terrorblade able to step up in the mid and take the tower. Something that I would have felt he shouldn't have been allowed to get away with, Fogged. But he did.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't want to swing over the Tide at all. I mean, S4 is just really content with, I guess, just chilling in triangle and farming, because the only person that can show up and really be like, I'm going to really stop you from pushing is the Tide. So, bit interesting to see Alliance lose a mid tower. Like, it's not a safe lane tower. It's losing your mid is...
to the enemy carry.
Yeah.
Who's, you know, at a point of the game, which, as we say, is the point where, you know, the Terrorblade, he shouldn't feel like he's able to do this. Because if he feels like he's able to do that now, just imagine what he feels like he's going to be able to do in 10 minutes in this game.
Absolutely. And Mobe, he switched. Oh, man.
I don't get the medallion.
So happy. No, I mean, I didn't really believe in it either. I was looking and I'm like, I mean, there's not really a reasoning. He already has living armor and stuff with TV and all that, so there was no reason to go for it. He's just going to go standard build. And I like that, I mean, if he does go for BKB early, we mentioned the snowball interaction versus the smoke screen and versus, of course, Lasso. Can't actually save teammates very effectively this game, so I'm fine with him just doing that early. And it looks like Ponlo's just on courier sniping duty. I mean, he's just positioned all the way back here. I think that's going to be their strat for the next few moments to try to make some space, let Charlie farm. But Ivy, I think they're unbelievably happy with this early game.
Absolutely. You know, you're already off to a lead. You've got this Terrorblade. It's definitely... And they're going to feel it as well, Ivy. And I think for Alliance, they're going to start feeling the pressure, you know, of having to make something happen pretty soon. You know, obviously, without Charlie, it's going to be hard to get this Battle Fury Ursa involved until he's at least got an extra item on top of that. But the other heroes, they've got to do something soon. Yeah,
I think 15 minutes is what I'm looking at, right? It's Ricky Shard. If they don't start finding some explosive type of just constant kills around the map with him and the Mirana plus a couple heroes, I'm very worried for the moments after that on Alliance. Because look at this, like Ivy, the way they're playing, like even Onmi playing super confident bottom. Chuen shows himself, but immediately PO is like, okay, they're not going to do anything. When meta was on cooldown, I'm just going to use the next meta to push bottom tower as well. And Alliance, them opening up the map for themselves, as we said, they don't have ways to take objectives. And they're playing versus Tree and Protector. They have ways to take Roche, but taking these towers is going to be very difficult. This Ponlo.
He's going to be found.
Dire's middle tower is under
attack. Try and dance around them a little bit, but there's no escape from these two. By now on the killing spree.
Looks similar to how he did it last time. 3-0 on this Tusk. Rotations have been clean. And they're the ones dictating the pace with the TB.
I mean, that's the thing. What, 13 minutes in and Terrorblade's taken 2 of your towers.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
13 minutes in, no Ravages either. They haven't gotten S4 really involved besides just that laning phase. And he is going to go for Pipe. So it's going to help a bit versus the Lesh, but that's not going to help versus TB or versus Tusk.
Yeah. And it really is, as you say, you know, they don't have the heroes to hit the towers, and you don't have the heroes to hit the towers against the team that got the Treant in the draft.
Yep.
So the chance of being able to take over any of the Dire's map, it's rough. I really do think Ivy did something super smart with switching things around and getting the Terrorblade in. I think it's made this game very difficult for Alliance to play. It's going to be a really tough match here.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I love the switch up to put this Lash off lane. Now on me, maybe stepping up a little too far. Can they get connection? We got an arrow. They're just going to throw the Ravage.
It's worth it. I mean, they have to try and get these kills. See if they could actually get it, though. I mean, he's healing up with the living armor. And now they're ready to turn. I mean, Mobile's rolled forward. He's going to be able to get the catch onto the two of them. Look, here as well, the Terrorblade. Pyre 65 is going to be here. And this game only looks to get rougher here for Alliance. They blow the Ravage there and attempt to at least get an offlane kill. They don't even get that. They end up losing 3 heroes with Hansken also going down.
They're in serious
This is
trouble.
going to be a very difficult game for Alliance to turn. It's coming up to the 15-minute mark. We'll see, as you say, maybe when the Shard comes out for Ricky, if they can get some action going, but there'll be no Ravage to play with. And as we're seeing that, even if they do get some sort of opening stun, finding the damage to kill these cores is going to be so hard. And continuously, now, Pyre 65, he's getting the free farm, and he's just turning up to take objectives. He's turning up to take kills.
And Ponlo is also spotted. I mean, they're just getting kill after kill after kill. 10-2 with the TB draft versus this Alliance draft right now. Game, I feel like the windows for Alliance is closing very quickly. Sure, we mentioned the 15 timing and stuff like that, but I was mostly looking at Chuen this game to, at this point, he's actually the one I feel like that has to be like 4-0-4. He has to be the one that was like Mobe right now. This Tusk leading the charge every single time showing up to the fights is Alliance. This game could just get completely out of control for them very soon. They might actually have to start bringing Charlie into fights, and sometimes you do see these Ursas, they go for like the Battle Fury into the Blink so they can start getting involved. He's going BKB. So he's not even going to be able to get involved, like to blow up targets with Lasso or with Ravage. So
I mean,
more concerns for me for Alliance.
No, for sure. And even then, when you have the BKB, you're turning up, you're getting punched in the face by the Tusk, you're getting rooted by the Treant.
Yep.
Now, Treant will get killed off there. Good catch here from Polo and Charlie. They'll find him in the trees. At the same time, though, down bottom, a bigger pick for Ivy. They take out Chuen, who gets caught in the tree line on the bottom half of the map.
I bet Mobe is tempted to buy the Deso right now with how good his game is going.
Because he's having a good game, yeah.
He's got the gold for it right now, and honestly, he can one-shot. He can almost one-shot bats and Miranas and stuff like that. It might be tempting.
He might regret it though if he gets smoke screened in a fight.
Yes, that is the one problem.
Yeah, he's playing it sensible. He's going to buy the Yoga Club. He's going to stick to the BKB.
I mean, stick to the game plan. Like, you don't need to do anything crazy at this point on the side of Ivy, right?
No.
You've got the game kind of in your hands. It's up to you to kind of lose this game. So I like that he's just going to go defensive, go for BKB. They find S4.
So, and then it should be able to burst through it with the break hit of Cube. And the overbearing damage there from Own Me and Mobile. That's S4 down again. Ivy just continuing to rule the map in a way that Alliance seemingly could only have dreamed of this game. This is what they needed to be doing. They're not able to do it. They were finally able to take a tier 1 tower top, but already Percy Five's got so much room. You've got Dragonlance, he's got a butterfly done.
He's got a butterfly.
I mean, that's got to be the earliest butterfly, right, we've seen on the Terrorblade. Because you don't normally get it at this point in the build, so this has got to be some record-breaking timing on the butterfly.
You know, sometimes these early butterflies, they can bite you back, though, a little bit. If they actually get on top of him and control him.
Against a team that's got a load of, like, magical damage, but Alliance just don't, right? You know what I mean? This is not a Terrorblade that's at threat of being burst.
No, definitely not. I agree. And look at the way that they've prepped the map. So they're playing really aggressively on Ivy. Look at these sneaky wards that are placed. I believe Cube ran in and placed them while they were going for these aggressive dives earlier. They've got vision behind both tier 2s already.
Yeah, that's pretty deep vision. And that's something that Alliance is probably not going to expect. Alliance is going to try and make use of the power of the Ursa. They're heading to the pit. And obviously with a lot of the vision being focused down there, I don't know if they're going to be aware of this.
They scanned it. They scanned it immediately. They knew. No one was defending bottom.
Alliance they should be able to finish it in time, though. Charlie's already got a fair few swipes stacked up. Yeah, but Roshan's going to die in a few hits. They'll be able to secure this. Alliance, they'll get the Roshan. Charlie with the Aegis.
Ooh, that was a bit scary. I think that for me felt like one of those moments where maybe they get the Rosh and everything, but they could just die immediately right afterwards. But Ivy doesn't make it there quite in time. But I mean, even with Aegis, not easy for Charlie to really fight, as you mentioned. A lot of different answers versus this BKB to grab him in place and stuff like that, so. See how he does. BKB finished on Mobe.
BKB as well on Chuen.
Okay.
So both teams having cores ready to try and charge into the fight.
I like this. The gem. Early gem picked up from Jay and Vincento. I think they're realizing if they're grouped up, this TB, with this Lesh, how powerful they are right now, if they're just not getting picked off from this pesky, risky Ricky Marana thing, I think this is a really good gem purchase. It's very early, but I think with the momentum that they're getting, I think it's quite appropriate. Bottom. Firefly to cut the tree.
Now maybe to get it back aggressive indeed. Cute for his efforts. Will die. Alliance quickly taking him out. I'll see if they can get anything more. It's still proving to be very difficult for them. I mean, this Terrorblade is... You know, sure, Charlie is keeping up with the pace of the farm of the Terrorblade, but you know, on an even footing, it's hard to sort of favour the Ursa in that matchup. He's going to have to, you know, make some sort of wild play, you know, catching the Terrorblade low, jumping in whilst S4's caught him with the Ravage. But even then, of course, with this early Butterfly, it's just difficult to see how this Ursa is going to really scare the Terrorblade at any point soon.
Yeah, agreed. Still, they have to cause some type of volatility, just cause some type of things to allow Charlie to be able to get these next two items in particular, like the Blink, the Basher. More like the Basher and the MKB. The Blink is going to enable him to be able to join the fights a little more to kill other heroes, but killing TB is still an issue if they can't 100-0 him. And yep, JM, just stay. Like, what he needs to do on this tree is pretty much just stay near his TB to ensure that he doesn't get caught by some type of little dart thing, and they'll find Ponlo.
Oh, well. Was that sort of the gem reveal as well, or had they seen the gem out of gem? Oh,
that was the reveal. Charlie?
At the back up here. The stun will catch on to both Charlie and Chuen. Mobile popping the BKB to back off. There's the ult here to hold Chuen through the BKB. Big damage coming in from the Terrorblade. He has to get out of it, Chuen. He will manage to live, bottles up, and manages to step away from the fight. But only
is hitting so hard. I mean, with the straight damage build. If he's not targeted, he will clean heroes up in seconds. Is S4?
I mean, and the thing is as well for PO65, obviously he's saving up the money. Does he need to get the BKB? He's got BKB and Skadi queued up, or could he get away with just buying the Skadi? I feel like he could get away with just going Skadi before the BKB, right? Does he really die?
He has the. He's probably thinking just because he has the saves behind him that he might be able to go greedy.
Yeah, I think he could. I think he could just get Skadi, and I think he's invincible.
I think so too.
Nah, he's gonna buy. He's just gonna go BKB. It's the sensible play. Yeah. But yeah. And either way, he's still gonna feel pretty good in these fights.
I mean, he does so much damage anyway.
Yeah.
Like the Skadi would have just been versus those BKBs, of course.
I mean, look, Alliance, they've got to do something now, right? They've got the Aegis still, and they know that Metamorphosis is down. This would be the time to strike. Let's see if they can find anyone in the jungle of Ivy, but as it is, Pio65 keeping close to his teammates and between the tier 1 and the tier 2, so quite hard to jump.
Hitting tower is just not their forte.
No.
Living armor is down, and they're just like, all right, well, Ursa hitting a tower just feels bad as is. Melee hero walking up that close. And this is going to buy time for that overgrowth to come back up. TB meta, 50 seconds. And Own Me, in the meantime, he's like, okay, you guys want to pressure mid? Shoves the bottom wave really hard. There's a siege creep, and it's going to start doing some damage to that tier 3. They got to answer this.
Chuen's going to head back to deal with that one. They're still looking for action around this mid lane alliance, seeing if anybody steps up to the tier 1 tower. They've got the Ravage from S4 to play with.
So they get the dart. There's Mobe
for
his
sort of setup.
Ooh, nice protection.
Yeah, illusion rune there to block the arrow.
30 on meta.
And 30 on the Aegis. So
nice shards.
I mean, Ivy is very much well set up to hold this tower, so indeed Alliance, they'll have to back off. Not finding the chance for a kill that they would have hoped for around this area, and not finding the chance to get as much as they would have hoped to from the map during this Aegis, which is about to expire.
Ponlo wants to try to... The biggest catch for them, really, of course, other than the TB, but that's not happening, is finding this Treant Protector split off. Getting this gem, taking it away from them, would be massive, but not an easy task by any means.
Good stuff here from Cube. Also has the 4-star done, so way to bail people out this combo that Alliance is trying to catch heroes with.
Yep, he doesn't need to be this greedy hoodwink this game. He can be all about his team because he has this incredibly massive TB. So I like that they're just going for those straight support items on the support heroes. As Aegis is gone, Ivy, they found Charlie.
There we go. And at a time where they just didn't have the heroes around to protect him, and they can start maybe put some pressure onto the tier 2 mid.
They popped meta.
Yeah, they could hit the buildings if they want to, but Chuen's trying to do his best to make sure they don't get that opportunity, trying to pull the creep wave away. He's going to have to put the BKB. It's a little bit too scared here with Mobile closing in on him, so BKBs and TPs out. But indeed, at the least, killing off the creep wave. So with this meta, Pyro 65 won't be able to do any damage to the tier 2.
Yeah, a bit of a wasted meta, honestly. Because they had the kill probably on Charlie even without him using it, but he wanted to turn it into a push. So
Sure.
Wasted meta, but a good move from Chuen. So meta for BKB to protect towers. Because they didn't have... actually, never mind. They did have Glyph up actually on Alliance, but yeah, still good hold.
Yeah,
but either way,
I can only
6K
imagine Pyro 65 just probably expected that Charlie wasn't like on his own. He probably thought there was going to be more of a reaction, but as it was, Alliance were rather split up.
4-14, Ivy still looking super good.
I mean, Charlie will really see what he can do when he's got the Basher and the MKB, really.
He's got his work cut out for him.
Maybe there's a chance to go on this Terrorblade.
Up top, Chuen shows himself. Ooh, nice try from Cube. And Alliance, they're looking to connect over to this Batrider. Meta still on cooldown, 65 seconds, trying to take some advantage of it here. PO. He's in the front lines. Ponlo.
See if they can do anything with this. I mean, it's a bit of burst, but it's not enough, and Hansken will die for his efforts there. Mobai jumps the Mirana, deals with them. I mean, this is the thing, they could sort of tickle and tease with the Terrorblade, but killing him, or even getting close to killing him, it seems like a bit of an impossible task. Cube. He's actually going to be able to walk away from this.
He's chilling.
Not quite even able to set up onto the hoodwink either there.
I mean, Mobe is, again, like, he is doing exactly the same thing that he did last time on Tusk. Almost actually finds S4 in the mid lane also, but he's really owning. I mean, 6-0 and 6. He's part of almost, like, majority of these kills, 12 of the 15. Every single one, he's just rotating. He's in every single fight. As Alliance looking for a battle themselves here. Good bash.
They're going on Owns Me. They're committing in with the BKBs, but there's the root. The Overgrowth's going to hold the two of them back. They'll try and make something happen with the lasso over onto Chuen, but he got the BKB off, sorry, onto Mobai. We got the BKB off beforehand, so there wasn't any follow-up. And now Ivy's just ready to check
big
down.
ravage.
It's a big ravage. It's a big ravage. It's going to bring Only and Mobai down low, and that will allow them to get those 2 kills. Now, with the outnumber, can they deal with this Terrorblade? It looks like they can't. Even though they've taken down 2 and only lost 1, they still have no business tackling the Terrorblade as Pyro 65 picks up another kill. They're still poking around with him, but with Cube and Jam by his side, it's still so difficult to make moves onto this Terrorblade. They're keeping the sticky napalm stacks up. He'll go for the TP out, but they've got him. The sleep is there. Alliance, they finally are able to take down the Terrorblade. Chuen looking over towards Cube as well here in the trees, seeing if they can turn this into even more. They find the gush. Chuen with the double. That is exactly what Alliance needed. And all off the back there of S4 with a very well-placed Ravage, pretty much catching them all. It looked like the Terrorblade was going to become too much, but as his BKB came to an end and they're able to draw out the fight, they deal with Pyro 65.
Chuen owned so hard in this fight also. I mean, the fact that he just survives till the end of it there, is able to just pull the TB into this weird spot. He got, what, I think it was 16 or 17 or 18 sticky casts off. So that it really starts to build up onto TB. He doesn't have that Dispel. He didn't go for some type of Manta this game, so is able to just collapse on top of him. And now Alliance, they found Roche.
This is perfect for Alliance. Take a fight like that, go straight into the pit. Chuen's got the full Octarine done.
Ooh.
They were able to find that fight that's, definitely allowed them to take a bit of a hit to Ivy and knock away some of the lead that Ivy had.
Literally the best thing they could have asked for there, right? At 5-man, I believe, 5-man Ravage?
I think he got them all, yeah.
Yeah, 4 or 5. I think he gets the Anchor Smash on like everyone too, so everyone's damage is reduced. And as you said, they isolated the TB long enough.
All right, let's see if they can do it again here, Alliance.
That's a big step forward. Because now this Batrider, Chuen, he had a little bit of a struggle to get enabled in the early game here, but now he's got a full Octarine. So for the next fight, even more of these sticky spams come out, even more of the spam coming out from all his spells. And Ursa has now taken that top net worth spot and will have the MKB very soon. So if they don't kill Charlie, he is going to rip PO apart. Game has changed up quickly. And now Ravage back up as well. So everything ready for Alliance with an Aegis.
Maybe S4.
Ivy. has to be a bit careful themselves now.
Around the mid alliance. I'll get the ward up. Seen by Ivy.
Gets the deny. No gold for your efforts. It's patience. This has to be the name of the game, really. Really, I kind of a bit for both sides. It's just really looking for that dream opportunity to get those type of catches. As Chuen, level 18 has now been grabbed, so Lasso level 3. But it feels like for Alliance, even though they're very close to this MKB on the Ursa, maybe they do just actually wait for it, but it does feel like they're in a better position to take these fights now.
No, for sure. If they, I mean, a big part of it is making sure that Chuen doesn't die at the start.
Yes.
We really did see just, yeah, the surviving through the entire fight from the Bat Rider was definitely a big part of the downfall of the Terrorblade.
I want him to hold some armor item. Okay, yeah, he did switch. I saw he had the quickening charm in, and I'm like, I don't know. Because he had a Dragon Scale earlier for the last fight. I want him to have a bit more armor, a bit more tankiness. So in case he does get hit by some stuns and everything like that, all he needs to do is survive, and they need long-duration team fight on Alliance. For the Bat, of course. For the Ursa, it can go either way. As, yep, 500 gold. Till that MKB is done. Age is still for 2 minutes. They're comfortably finishing that farm.
All right. And we'll see if, because obviously the fight itself, was very good, but Alliance still didn't get a chance to take any more towers off the map.
No.
They weren't able to make any progress outside of the closing the net worth difference off the back of that fight. You imagine if they can win another one, then we'll start to see them being able to step onto Ivy's half of the map, maybe take some of their towers.
Yeah, but they've definitely gotten to the point where they've solved the issue of the Terrorblade, right? Now Charlie, he's the full answer. They have the Bat Rider as well. That's a great answer too. So for Ivy, I'd say they're under quite a bit of pressure here in these next few moments of how they want to take some type of fight, because Alliance, they just have better team fight with this if the Ravage is able to connect in those type of ways.
565 will take out another tier 2, and he's got a fair bit of money if he wants to start working on his next time. Alliance, they'll start heading back. S4's got the Halberd complete as well, so might find a good chance to get in with the Ravage, follow up with the Disarm before the BKB comes out on Terrorblade, and it's going to be a fair bit of time where Pi 65 can't hit.
It's a lot of answers. So many answers starting to build up versus this TB. He's got a lot of gold saved up.
Well, it's quick with the blink there. Nearly gets caught by Ivy on the front of the fight. Charlie is indeed in onto Pio, and Pio has to put the BKB. Turn their efforts towards Charlie, but Charlie's still got this Aegis for 50 seconds, so they really don't want to fight here, Ivy. Pi 65 is going to get found by Chuen. He's in with the lasso. They're on top of him, and there's the Ravage to follow up. They've got him again. They take down the Terrorblade. The buyback will come out from Cube. JM trying to get away, but Alliance, they'll catch him as well. They're not even done yet here, Alliance. They're looking towards Cube and Mobite. There's Cube. He bought back for this one. He'll turn around with the bushwhack onto the two of them. He'll try and hide through the tree line, but Charlie will find him with the Earth Shot.
And Mobe.
They're gonna catch him. There's the sleep setup. Triple kill for Charlie. Ivy, they're getting outplayed here. They're getting outplayed here by Alliance, Chuen, and S4. Definitely the ones leading the charge, and in great fashion. And down bottom, Ponlo is actually found only in the tree line. Let's see if they can go on him. It's just the two of them, so they'll still be careful about how they tease around with the Leshrac. The rest of Alliance not quite around to go for Leshrac. They're focusing on getting the push going down the mid lane. But yeah, Alliance with these jumps, with these plays, they're catching Ivy by surprise.
Game is blown completely wide open, right? It's swung totally into the favor of Alliance. Now this downtime that's constantly going to be there for Ivy, it's going to be hard to come back from. This Ursa just finished MKB, has another 2,700 gold. Yeah, these are amazing jumps, and they find the perfect target, right? They find the TB in the front line. He has to use a defensive BKB, and now Own Me.
Oh, they're going in. They're going to go in for this one. They're diving the base. They maybe even thinking about going for this Terrorblade. He's put the meta, but the Disarm's causing issues. There's the sleep.
Lasso.
They put the lasso back up.
Oh,
and
boy.
PO65 is down and out of the game for a minute. Alliance just charging down the mid lane. They're up to the tier 3 tower. They can start pushing onto this. I mean, only and PO65 out of the game for a decent amount of time. They'll put the fortification here, Ivy. But they are crumbling as Alliance And just these last few fights have just broken down everything that it felt like Ivy was going to be able to achieve.
They seem to have all the answers. I mean, he popped meta, gets grabbed. Immediately as soon as Chuan comes in. Creeps, not quite there. Almost coming back, but yeah, that's a Rax. Tier 2s are up in the side lane, so not going to be a second set, but either way. Alliance. Yeah, I mean, look at this Ursa now at this point. All 3 cores looking good. After such a good game from Ivy for the first 20 minutes or so, 1 or 2 of these little mistakes. Well, one of these 2 opportunities, really, that Alliance was able to find. Just now setting that pace up. And Ravage back up in 4 seconds. They're going to be able to do it again right afterwards. And Ivy, what's their answer now at this point? They've lost their gem. They've lost any hopes of momentum.
Mobile. Stepping out in the mid there, nearly getting caught. Still might. And Lotus will take the sleep off in time.
Impressive stuff from Alliance.
Yeah, this was not an easy game for them, and they're pulling out the top tier plays that have allowed them to sort of secure the past few victories that they've had towards the end of this Division 2.
Yeah,
they need this series win to be in a serious spot to get up towards Division 1, have that chance to get promoted. And yeah, you can see it in the plays here. Put in a tough situation, but they've dealt with the Terrorblade pick. And yeah, the Bill's S4 is just massive now. I think, yeah, the jumps from him and Chuan just been fantastic in the last few fights. The Ravages and the Lassos are just destroying Ivy.
Yeah. Been really, really well executed after that first 20 minutes or so. Alliance, now with this type of lead too, having the gem and everything, they have great control of all these areas. And for Ivy, yeah, PO, his downtime of meta, and also they just have so many answers to him now at this point. It's just not easy. If he gets lassoed, they have overwhelming damage for him. If he gets caught in Ravage, they have overwhelming damage. They did rebuy, I believe, a new gem on the side of Ivy to try to get things a little bit back together, but they need to find some type of big catch.
Well, here we go. See what they can get here. As Alliance are fairly split up across the map. Ponlo and S4 around the mid. Got Hansken and Charlie poking at the top, whilst Chuan's down bottom. So this would be the time to catch them. The question is of whether they can, because already Chuan teaming up to the outpost, ready to join forces with the rest of the squad. It's going to mean that Alliance, they themselves are prepared for a fight if Ivy end up walking into it.
Massive push down bottom, though, because this Batrider ended up leaving to join his team. This push is pretty large.
Let's have a look here. The base push here from Alliance. Charlie pokes out the fortification.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Alliance trying to find an opportunity to fight. They're going to go for a smoke. They're just going to... I mean, they might just walk into their triangle here. But bottom, I mean, look at this this bottom wave is pretty huge. What is it, like 6-7 range creeps plus double catapult?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Looks like a Ponlo gets a ward down.
No, Chuan's got to stop this push.
Yep. He's got bots back up so he can join the team. Alliance hesitant to just walk into this high ground. That's pretty much that allows... that's probably the worst place that they can fight, because Ivy, that's where PO is able to be a turret, but... It does mean Roche now is on the menu, perhaps, for Ivy. And that's an Aghanims.
I mean, I don't think they can walk in and do Roche, though.
No,
not against a Ravage from S4. Yeah,
very risky.
They've got to take a fight before they try for Roche.
I think S4 has a full Shivas as well coming out in the courier soon. If he wants to buy it, yeah. And Charlie now, he's the one who walks into the pit. I mean, this Aghanims could be a game changer, really. Like, if Ivy's able to get it themselves. TB having this AoE fear could be pretty huge.
Oh, I think it's so much harder for Ivy to get the chance to get this Roche, though.
Absolutely.
Alliance, they can just send Charlie back in here. He's just slowly bringing it down.
And if anyone on Ivy steps up a little too far, they're just going to get grabbed. Both teams very patient. Meanwhile, DD rots away down bottom. S4 making sure there's no wards in the area. Roche continues to just get poked. They just always have vision in there because of this pesky little hoodwink. So Charlie hesitant to just full commit into the pit.
Alliance are starting to pull back a little bit from the Roshan. At least Charlie's headed up towards clearing a wave up top.
Can't distance themselves too far from it. Oh, are they going double Shivas? I think they're going double Shivas on Alliance, actually.
Are they?
Maybe. S4 has one queued, so does Chuan. Chuen, sorry.
Yeah, because I think S4's already had the recipe on the curve for quite some time. Mobile's
They're
going to jump in.
Lasso.
And he's the lasso into the dash with Charlie. S4 makes the jump onto the back line. The Ravage down to the 3th, and the arrow follows up onto Pyro 65. Pyro in trouble. He'll put the BKB, but the Halberd was already there. He's trying to attack at least with the illusions. Now the main hero can start doing some punching as well, but he's been surrounded. Will manage to push back Charlie. Another stun connects, though. The silence also causing issues for Pyro 65 as he's out of the game for a minute. The rest of Ivy now on the retreat as Alliance they could chase down for more. As Owned Me taken down, triple kill for Charlie.
Giving him a rampage.
They're just cleaning up her Alliance at their leisure. As Ivy, they just have no business in these team fights now against Alliance with how far ahead Alliance has managed to get. Just outplay after outplay here from Alliance. Ivy just unable to keep up with the level that the Alliance is bringing.
Ooh, Cube gets away. But yeah, I mean, S4, you know, he's maybe 1-4 or something this game, but, you know, Charlie might have that amazing kill score and everything, 11-2, but it feels like he's been the one to
he has.
really bring them back
in the
game.
Such a slow start, like, and it was clearly a point in the game where I'm sure S4 would have said to the team as well, he's not going to be able to press the Terrorblade in lane, he's not going to be able to get a huge amount of farm in lane, but if he's able to hit these Ravages right, then they'll have that opening to, for Chuen to just go in, find the targets as he wishes. Charlie also to just commit onto wherever he wants to. And of course, Charlie the whole game has done a great job of just keeping up with the farm of the Terrorblade. And now, at this point, he's far beyond the farm of the Terrorblade with the way the last few fights have gone. It's just been, really nice play from Alliance.
Yeah, they just get in the face of the TB, right? S4 is literally just ravaging, literally point blank, gets an anchor smash on him, gets the halberd in this situation. Yeah. Deflected lasso, but doesn't matter.
Still a very dead Lash. Owned Me out for 50 seconds. 65 also having to be careful. Further items coming out here for Charlie. He's now got the Swift Blink done. On top of the Abyssal and the MKB. Tier 3's down on the top lane. They're onto the barracks here, Alliance.
The boy is big. Charlie at critical mass. As he's in.
Whoop. Whoop, whoop. The forces. They're trying to save Cube. And he's actually going to be able to get out of it, Cube. He will live. They've lost Ponlo. Mobile was able to catch him. So Alliance will back off from the push for now with a man down. But they'll be able to come again soon. Still 3.5 minutes
chasing.
The Aegis.
There's a Ravage.
Charlie's going to go in. He jumps on the Mobile. The BKB's out. That's going to give Mobile the chance to get into the snowball. You see Pyro 65 with the BKB focused towards the tide, and now turn over towards Charlie. Mobile gets out to the side, but now Pyro 65's in trouble. Forces here, separating him from Alliance. They're bringing Charlie low, but of course Charlie's got that Aegis, so he's going to be back for round 2, even if they're able to take him down the once, and it doesn't look like they can, as Owned Me, he'll fall.
Ravage.
There's the Ravage, S4 holds on to here, drops it here to catch the last 3 of them. Triple kill again for Charlie. This game's over. GG. It's called. Alliance will take this game 1. Yeah, so that Pyro 65 immediately DCing. I really think, considering the draft that Ivy, there was a point in this game where they felt